Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is having a good Friday. I hope you had a good week, and hopefully we'll all have a wonderful and enjoyable and uplifting Shabbos. We read this week to Parshat Acharei, Mot-Kedoshim, and the second Parsha derives its name from the opening mitzvah of that Parsha, and that mitzvah can be seen as the greatest, most important, most exalted, and most challenging mitzvah in the entire Torah. Daber al kol adas b'nei Yisrael v'marta alehem. Moshe, Hashem stresses, tell the entire congregation of Israel, speak to them saying, Kedoshim tiyu, you shall be holy. Ki kadosh ani Hashem Elokeichem, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. One would think that holiness is some very difficult, lofty goal reserved so that for the spiritual elite, that it is not part of the basic requirements that everyone is obligated to achieve. But here we see the Torah teaches, the Torah commands that every Jewish person, every man, every woman, from just after Bar Mitzvah to the end of their life, in every stage, every person is commanded. It is a mitzvah to be holy. Now, of course, the question is, well, what does that mean? Holiness is a bit of a vague word. And indeed, we will find numerous explanations of what this mitzvah, what this pasuk is saying, from Rashi and the Ramban to Rav Hirsch and Rav Soloveitchik. Now, this pasuk seems to be some kind of general command introducing the specific mitzvos in our parsha. But in the following psukim, we do have an array of mitzvos that touch on every area of the Torah. Mitzvos bein adam l'chavero, how to properly treat people, how to build a fair and just society, theological mitzvos about the rejection of avodah zarah, paganism, ritual mitzvos. There seems to be a little bit of everything. And so we don't really find a clue in these mitzvos of a common theme of what the mitzvah, what the expectation, what the command of holy, to be holy, what that means. Many commentaries do point out that holiness has something to do with being separate, being apart, being set aside. Indeed, at the end of this week's parsha, again, the mitzvah is repeated, V'yisem li kedoshim ki kadosh ani Hashem, and you shall be for me holy, for I, the Lord, am holy. Va'avdil eschem min ha'amim liosli, and I have separated you from the other nations to be with me. There's something about being separated. Shabbos is holy, for Shabbos is different and separated, to some degree divided from the week. The Beis HaMikdash, the area of the temple, was holy, for again it is separated. There is a boundary that separates it from the rest of Yerushalayim, Israel, from the rest of the world. Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, Zichron Levracha, in a Dvar Torah, picks up on this idea and really highlights it, and I believe introduces a new way of understanding what it means to be holy. Rabbi Sachs writes that above all, to be holy means to have the courage to be different. Hashem was telling the Jewish people through Moshe in the beginning of this Parshat Kedoshim, I'm commanding you as a people to be holy. That means to be different than all the other nations of the world. And how will you be different? Then the Torah continues in all kinds of ways. Morally, ethically, religiously, spiritually, in all kinds of ways you will be different. And you must know that and expect that. And there are challenges to be different because we all want to be similar to our neighbors. But you are challenged to be holy, to have the courage to be different, as Rabbi Sachs puts it. Shabbos is holy because it is different than the other days of the week. The Beis HaMikdash, that area, is holy because it is different than the other places of the world. And so too, the Jewish people are commanded to be holy. But to put it a little bit differently, holiness is connected to difference and being different, but it is also similarly, in a slightly different framing, holiness means to be unique. Different, absolutely different in the most positive way. Ki kadosh ani, Hashem says, for I am holy. What is Hashem if he is not different, apart, and unique? Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, he is one and there is none other like him. That is true holiness. To be holy means that the person, the thing, the place, there's something special about it. It is unique. And Hashem was saying, you, the Jewish people, you also will be Goy Echad Ba'aretz, the one nation unlike any other nation. You will be different. You will be unique. You will be holy. And so the Jewish people have been different, separated, in a positive light, unique throughout its entire history. However, if this is true for the Jewish people, it is also true for every Jewish person. Chazal, our sages, understood that the opening pasuk in our parsha was not just a national command that applied nationally, that as a people we'll be a Goy Kadosh, but is also a mitzvah that applies to every Jewish person, as we said. Every person, every Jewish person is commanded to be holy, and that is because every person is unique. Every person is holy because they are irreplaceable. Every person has a unique mix of strengths that they can utilize. Every person has a unique mix of challenges, character weaknesses that they strive to fix and to better and to improve. Every person has a unique perspective due to their life situation, to their past, to their present. Every person is holy, has the capacity to be holy. And so the mitzvah of Kedoshim Tiyu is to have the courage to be different, is to know that you are different than everyone else in the world. You are absolutely unique, and the command is to bring that uniqueness into the world, what no one else can do. Indeed, it occurred to me this is also a new way to understand that profound but somehow difficult to define concept of Tselem Elokim, that every human being is created in the image of God. For some that means our intellect, for others that means our capacity to moral choice. But another way to understand it is every person is in the image of God because every human being is unique. If you're an animal lover, I apologize. But relative to human beings, a dog is a dog, a cat is a cat, a horse is a horse. But every human being is his or her own world. Every human being is unique. And in that way, we are a reflection of the divine Hashem, who is the essence of uniqueness. Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. And thus, the mitzvah in the beginning of our parsha, Kedoshim Tiyu, be holy, means express that Tselem Elokim. Express that uniqueness. Don't just go with the flow. Don't just necessarily do what everyone else is doing. But appreciate, meditate, think. There is something unique that you can bring to the world, contributing to your family, to your community. Again, your mixture of strengths, of overcoming your challenges. And so the mitzvah in the beginning of this week's parsha is a mitzvah to the people, the Jewish people, that we are to be a people different than all other people in the world, history unlike all other histories of people. And each of us has a mitzvah to be holy. Every person is holy. Every person is unique. Every person is irreplaceable. And we are commanded in the words of Rabbi Sachs to have the courage to be different, to bring the goodness and blessing into the world that only each of us can. Good Shabbos and Shabbat Shalom.